Hey, what's going on, everybody? YEPdaily in here on a brand new installment for our YEPdaily. And oh my goodness, I got a good one for you today. We're going to talk about why it is a must to start a home-based business this year, 2021. And you're going to need to tag somebody on this video based on 5 different elements that I think you're going to relate to big time. But before we get things rolling, I happen to be the global master trainer for an entrepreneurial community we call YEP, or the Young Entrepreneur Project, where we help people start, grow, or scale a business. Or you can also mentor others and monetize as well within our own community, should you want to do so as well. So let me know where you're chiming in from. I like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey, Weenie from Sydney, Australia. What's going on? Paul, how you doing, my man? All right. Paul is already tagging. Let's go. Let's make it happen. So let's have an honest conversation. And what I mean by honest, we're gonna have to identify where we are in order to figure out where we want to be. And the reason I share this with you, I'm pretty sure you would agree with me. In recent history, if 2020 or the late end of 2019 and even the early stage of 2021 has taught us a whole lot about ourselves, about our economy, about our security, about our well-being, about our financial education, about our financial readiness, and so much more. And if anything, it showed us where we lack, and it showed us the system that we live with or we live by, whether in our homes, whether in our businesses. It has positioned us in a situation where we are extremely vulnerable to just losing it all just like that. And you know, there are many people who have lost it all. There are many businesses, over 2,000 small businesses in the United States alone have shut down during the pandemic. 2,000 small business. Now, you may say, well, there's millions more that are still thriving. Yes, but that's 2,000 families, and you could have been one of them. There are hundreds of thousands of solopreneurs who have been impacted, lost income, lost revenue, lost jobs, lost gigs. There are, it was 40 million Americans who have lost their jobs. Satisfying, guaranteed jobs. Now, I know a few individuals, few friends of mine who had jobs for like 15, 20 years, and they were let go of. Think about that for a second. What does that say about you and I in this very same system that we are living in? And the reason why I am certain, it's not a matter that I'm recommending or I'm thinking you should. I am certain the path to security is for you to start a home-based business. And I'm going to educate you on it from 5 different real areas. And I hope that you're going to actually interact with me on this one. So let's talk about inflation. That's the very first thing that we got to talk about. Inflation, where the products or goods increase in their price, not necessarily their value, and you, the end consumer, are forced to pay for those goods or items, like basic goods, like gas, like food, like groceries. And by doing so, it decreases the cash flow that you have in your bank account. Now, if you say, well, I'm doing okay, Ali. Yeah, you may be doing okay. But let me ask you a question. And this is a sincere, honest question. How much was gas prices 20, 15 years ago? Now, I ask you for a reason. See, I remember I myself, when I came to the United States, June 20th, 2002. And in 2002, where I lived in New Jersey, gas prices were 87 cents a gallon. So 87 cents, man, I'll never forget it. You put $5, it gets you all the way to Timbuktu and bring you back. 5 gallons was good back in the day, right? So then people were still complaining when gas prices on summertime would hit $1, $1.10, right? Gas prices today, where I am in the same place, is $3.15. Now, again, per gallon in the United States. In the West Coast, it's hitting $5. I anticipate that it's going to get to $6 up to $10 between East Coast and West Coast within the next 5 to 10 years. I can guarantee you it. It is not because I'm some guru or I can see the future. It's just simple arithmetics. That's how inflation works. How about groceries? Remember when $350 every 3 weeks, maybe sometimes you stretch it to a month, would go a long way of grocery shopping? Remember that? Now it's like $300 every 10 days, if not every single week. and then you got to go and do it again and do it again. Now, here's the thing. The products are still the same. The goods are still the same, but the price has increased. It'll continue to. See, every single time there is any sort of disaster or bad economy or market crash, what ends up happening is the actual builders of these products or the selling companies for these products, they have to recoup their losses. Therefore, they increase their prices a little bit. But even when the economy recovers, those prices stay there forever. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that your job per hour or your traditional business that's bringing a set income is also going to increase. The goods increase, but your income stays at the same exact level. So now you naturally shrank your actual overall cash flow for your household. You see how inflation works? It'll continue to happen over and over again. In constructions, in real estate, in anything, inflation is part of who we are as a society, and it only goes up. It never goes back down. It only goes up. It never goes back down. Yes, there are breaks, there are grants, there are things that the government may be doing, including increasing taxes, because when the government increases taxes on the super rich, which the super rich doesn't really pay any much of taxes anyways, but let's just go with the idea of increasing taxes, what ends up happening? You're now paying a little bit, taking a little bit less home with inflation. Now, you may say, well, I'm going to get a bigger tax return. That's fine. That's in the future. But how about right now and today? How are you doing? How's your family doing? Like, think about that for a second, right? Like, are you okay right now? Have you recovered? Do you see things back to normal where you are right now in your life just from 2 years ago? I'm willing to say it is not the case. I'm willing to say that we may from the surface think that things are okay, but in our pockets, in our homes, in our bank accounts, things aren't all that good. And I'm not saying that that is the case for everyone, but statistics do show. I study every single day, and I'm not a guru and I don't know it all, but numbers are out there. It's a legitimate case. I mean, still, I believe 7 or 8% unemployment in the country, which tells you exactly the cases that we are dealing with. So inflation is a real thing, and it isn't going anywhere. Your income is a real thing, but it has stayed, or if it increased, it really hasn't increased all that much that is going to make that major of a difference. And if you've seen the changes right now that are happening with inflation, just like they did 15, 20 years ago when gas prices used to be 87 cents by me, when grocery used to go for $350 for 3 weeks to a month, what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years? Are you prepared for that? Is the system that you are operating with, meaning a traditional job or a traditional business, whatever you've been doing in the last 5 to 10 years, getting you where you want to be? Or is there a way for you to make an adjustments? And sometimes people don't know, but I got you. Now let's talk about deflation. So what deflation is the value of the currency, the cash that we normally use, is going down. See, as we see cryptocurrency, as we see NFTs, as we see that the Federal Reserve keeps on printing more money, not necessarily putting it against any product or any goods, by default, cash is deflating itself, is losing its value. Studies do show, and this is according to the Department of Treasury, that less than 20% of the workforce, this new generation, right, the between 18 to 60 years old of this time right now, hold cash in their hand, use cash in their hand. That is scary if you think about it. We don't see value in cash. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember the last time I used cash. I do everything debit, credit card, or whatever transactions, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever you may think of. So by default, the idea of holding cash in our hand is losing its value in our eyes. So therefore, we're moving into a new world of digital. We're moving in a world where everyone is redirecting their spending and buying habits online. Again, stay with me. You will understand why I'm telling you all this stuff right now. It's absolutely inevitable that the world that we are living in right now will not have cash in their hands. As a matter of fact, I anticipate that even coins are going to be a thing of the past. Very, very, very near future. All right, so that was 2. Now let's go into 3. If you have kids or grandkids or kids in your family overall, can you drop a number one in the comment for me? Because this is the real reason why I need you to have a conversation with me right now. This is the real reason why we have to be honest with ourselves. See, I have a almost 4 years old. Sebastian in 12 days will be 4. And baby girl, she's 8 months old. My goodness, 8 years old. 8 actually going on 9 months, right? And hi, parents. Hey, Donna. Hey, Mary. Awesome stuff. So do you have their college funds already in the bank? Do you have the money for the car that is going to be needed when they turn 17, 18? Do you have wedding money? Do you have down payment for house money? Now, you may say, no, I'm not giving them none of the above. And that's good. You should make them work for it. But isn't it noble to prepare with your kids, not for your kids, and have an actual foundation for them to actually go into the world? And here's why I'm telling you this. You know what happens at the age of 18 in the United States for that child who's graduating graduating high school? Mainly, they go to apply for student loans. God willing, they have scholarships, they have grants, but for the most part, they go to student loans. And let me ask you a question. Would you trust an 18-year-old with $100,000 that you would hand them and say, okay, go on now, have at it? Would you? See, the reality is you probably would not hand an 18-year-old $100,000 and say, go ahead and manage it however you see fit. Then why are we allowing them to go for student loans? The truth is, and you can look this up by yourself, only 54, this is high graduating rates in the United States in universities. 54% is the actual graduation rate for 4-year high-end universities. 54%. Those very same universities, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. 54% make it to senior year. Make it to senior year. Out of the 54%, only half actually graduate. But all of those students, 100% of them, get out of that 4-year university with anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 worth of debt. Is that okay with you? See, if you say, that's between you and your children and the way that you raise your kids. But me personally, I think it's irresponsible and very, very bad parenting for me to just let my kids from now, 4 years old, I got 14 years for Sebastian to prep with him, not for him, to prep with him that his college tuition is already set, that money for down payment on a car or full cash payment is already set right now. I have 14 years to do that. Because here's what I do know, just like 15 years ago, when gas prices were 87 cents, that now are $3 on average in the US, in 15 years from now, where are they going to be? $5 to $10, depending where you are, East Coast or West Coast. Who's going to be having to pay for that? My son. See, this is why I genuinely believe that if you don't do something extraordinary right now to prepare for the next 10 to 15 years, you can say goodbye to retirement. And I'm not the guy who does the fear-mongering, scare tactic, cray-cray. But this is truth. This is the financial reality that we live in this world and in this society. If you look at the last 15 years, you can predict the next 15 years. And based on my last 15 years as an adult in the United States, I've been in this country for 19 years, where 14 of them I've been what you would consider an adult, working for my own self and paying my own bills. And this is what I've seen and noticed. And here's what's going to keep on happening. Are you prepared for the college fund? Are you prepared for setting up your kids for a solid future? Or are you going to tell them, well, go on now, do what mommy and daddy did, figure it out. Go ahead and get a credit card. Hopefully gas prices are going to be affordable then. Go on your own. No, I refuse to live in mediocrity and set my son up, because if my son could look at me right now and say, I know everything that you're doing, Dad, and I see every single thing that's happening in the economy and in inflation and everything you're teaching. What have you done about it? Because I'm a 4-year-old and I need guidance. I'm a 4-year-old and I need you to show me the ropes. I'm a 4-year-old and I'm a second opportunity so you can live through me what you couldn't have done for yourself. That is the true reality why I decided and I chose to be in home-based business, to be online business, to be doing what I do every single day. It is so important that you allow yourself to be the best version for yourself right now for the sake of the next generation. That's our children, our nieces, our nephews, the children that are in our churches, in our mosques, in our synagogue, wherever. Any kids that you are associated with, that's your future. That is your future. Let's go to the next one. How about jobs and how they are shifting? Would you agree that there are less people working in the airport nowadays where you are dealing with a touch screen and printing your own badge and printing your own ticket and you put your own sticker on the luggage? Would you agree that there is more easy pass or speed lanes on the highways, that there are people who are taking money from you? Would you agree that every 6 months when you go to the grocery store, instead of seeing the cashiers line 1 through line 27, it's more you are doing self-checkout? Would you agree that more and more people are buying stuff online and having it delivered in their houses? Would you agree that the taxi business is moving to Uber? Would you agree that the hotels are moving to Airbnb? Would you agree that everything as we know it has shifted specifically in the last year and a half and will continue to? What am I telling you? Our kids are not going to have the jobs opportunities that we have had. See, the reason our generation is still attached to the idea of a job, we have them available. The idea of me going to college and spending a lot of money on a fancy diploma that no one really looks at it when I actually do the job is gone. Do you know the statistic that I told you about the 54% and only half of them graduate? That leaves it with 14% of college attendees who are stuck with $80,000 to $100,000 on a 4-year college. 14% of them are going to graduate. And you know what's the fact about all of this? Out of those 14%, not a single one of them is going to actually have an opportunity that you and I have had in jobs. And this is why it is important for you to set a brand new system, economic system, social system within your own household. People in your house, kids, your wife, your husband, whomever, they need to understand that things are no longer what they used to be. And you need to be the shiny object for them. You need to do something that has never been done before in order to have what never has been received before in your household. And here's the fifth piece: freedom. I don't want to be living with credit cards. And lying to myself, oh, but I pay it on time. Yeah, but I also give the bank, 6 or 7 or whatever the interest rate is every single statement. Oh, it's only an emergency. An emergency for what? To get out of debt with debt? The truth is, we have to free ourselves from a system that is designed to keep us stuck to the idea of I need to make money and I need to pay more debt, but then I get more debt with the idea that it's going to lead to more money so I can pay more debt. That is just stupid if you think about it. It is time for you and I to free ourselves. Makes you wonder, why does MasterCard call their company MasterCard? That is like a slaving thing that, to me, keeping us going on this crazy, ridiculous system. When are you going to free yourself from these crazy, systematic craziness that we are dealing with every single day? When are you going to say, no more will I keep myself head down saying, yes, MasterCard, I'm going to work harder to pay you on time again. Yes, Visa. When are you going to stop giving it all away? When are you going to start reinvesting it right back in your family? Now, one thing I know for a fact, you are in control. I chose to make, and I made a decision about 14 years ago, and I was laughed at. I was humiliated. I was denied help from family members and friends. I was told, you're crazy. You're starting a Ponzi scheme. But here's what I do know. My family is forever happily after. My wife and I wake up together and go to sleep together and spend the whole day together. And that's the way we want it. My kids see me from the moment I wake up till the moment I go to sleep. My kids know who their father is, like literally, not just knowing who I am as a human being, but they know me. They know my personality. They know when to laugh with me. They're growing with me. I'm growing with my children. That's true freedom. Money is secondary. Money just makes things possible. And I believe only through a home-based business you can truly create that lifestyle for you. And why am I saying I believe that it can truly do so? Because there is no brick and mortar and administrative and overhead and employees and taxes and lawsuits and all that stuff. To me and my cell phone, to me and the internet, I can work wherever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. I believe that in a home-based business, you can absolutely create the true life that you would want, the way you desire it, the way you make it for yourself. So stop with the excuses. Stop with overcomplicating it. Home-based business is simple. You like a product, you share it with a friend, you get paid. Congratulations. Or a service. You can build a sales force with it, or you don't have to. But you can never, ever again, for anyone who's watching this video, and hopefully it gets shared a little bit, because I think it is time for this message to be spread out. I think it is time for you and I to do what we are supposed to be doing. Live within our own freedom. Create a life that we desire and deserve. Not within a system that's preset for me and you. And I believe home-based business can do that for you. So make a decision. Start a home-based business. And I don't care what home-based business you start, but just start one. Become an entrepreneur, not a wannapreneur. Not just adding it on your Facebook account and calling yourself an entrepreneur. No, truly an entrepreneur. Doing the foundational pieces that create a business, creating a profit and losses, having a budget, understanding a business plan. You know why you don't know none of those things? Because our parents didn't know any better. So I'm hoping that you, a parent right now that's watching this, you know better now. You're not going to make the mistakes that our parents didn't know. The reason we didn't save money, because we'd never seen our parents save money. The reason we didn't go to church, or the reason we didn't help the homeless, is because we didn't see our parents doing that. We saw our parents trying to cheat the system sometimes. Oh, everybody does it. Who cares? It's okay. Shh. Just tell them you're 3 years old, although I was 5. So I don't pay for admission in an attraction park. So we grew up with an idea of cheating the system and playing everything out. It is time to stop the mediocrity. I'm telling you, in a home-based business is an honorable system that allows you to create a business within a business, that allows you to be in control, and it allows you to make the money that you actually deserve and you are willing to earn. And earn, not necessarily earning a commission. No, earn from the moral compass that you are operating in and the hard work that you're willing to put. You can't do this anywhere else. Everywhere else, traditional business, you're attached to brick and mortar and so many variables. In corporate America, good luck. Someone else is in charge, not you. In a home-based business, I'm in charge. Now, don't get me wrong. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Does it have a lot of bad things as well? In anything, we have a lot of bad things. But home-based business gives you that key to freedom that you choose how you design that house. And I hope you give us an opportunity to do that for you. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Hey, tomorrow and today is Wednesday. Yeah. So tomorrow and Friday, we got 2 guest speakers that are going to be taking over, and I cannot wait for you to hear the message. And don't forget, Yep to Freedom Challenge right there. Here it comes. Right there, right there. Are you ready for it? Right there. Free Yep to Freedom Challenge. Yeah, that's where you actually learn how to become an entrepreneur in every single way. If you say right now, man, it is my time. It is the time for me to claim the freedom that Ali told me. Well, go and or reach out to the person who tagged you in this video. Make sure you register to our complimentary Yep to Freedom Challenge. James Malinchek from ABC show Secret Millionaire. Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. Yours truly. Jimmy Ezel, Lifestyle CEO. Chef Katrina, top 5 Pinterest trainer in the world. Debbie Moore and Heather Hughes. Gina Eason. So many more. You do not want to miss it. And I cannot wait to see you in this challenge coming up. Love you all. And until next time, peace out.